What's up guys, my name's Kale and today on the King of Games we're going to be doing the second part of our Nerf holiday gift guide. Today's budget is $50. If you haven't seen the first video in this series, then I encourage you to go check it out. The budget for that one was only $10. And just like in that previous video, stay tuned because I'm going to be giving away one of the items covered in this video, so stay tuned for details on that. Alright, so the first item is going to be a blaster, of course. This blaster right here is the Nerf Rival Pathfinder. And it's on sale right now at Walmart for only $17. Some of the highlights of this blaster are its aesthetics. It's a very cool looking blaster. Its size, because it's the perfect in-between size for kids and adults. It also comes with 12 of the new AccuRival rounds, and this 12 round stick mag to feed it. But yeah, overall a very cool blaster. It shoots at about 90 FPS, so it's got more bark than bite. But still, among Nerf branded blasters, this thing's no slouch. The second item we're going to be covering on this list is going to be the Adventure Force Deuce Pro. This blaster may be small, but it packs one heck of a punch, firing at about 150 FPS with this muzzle attached. That's right, I said attached, because this thing comes off and fires between 100 and 115 FPS with the muzzle removed. Some other cool things about this blaster are that it's actually a revolver with a removable cylinder. It also comes with 2 extra cylinders, this handy little holster for the extra cylinders, and a drop leg holster. Now this blaster is not on sale, but for all of this you're going to pay only $40, which makes this a very compelling gift. Keep in mind this is a high performance blaster though, and although you should never shoot projectiles at people who are not wearing eye protection, you especially shouldn't do it with this one. I did want to mention that I saw a third-party reseller on Walmart's website selling it for $35.99. I'd be wary with that because I've heard some horror stories about third-party sellers on Walmart's website. So make sure you get the one that says it's from Adventure Force if you buy online. Or of course, if you buy in store, you shouldn't have any problem. Like with everything else on this list, if it's available online, I will include a link in the description below. So just like the last video, we're not going to be doing only blasters in this gift guide. So I think it's time to talk about an accessory, or accessories. In this case, we're talking mags. Some blasters are mag fed, and for blasters that take full length darts, I would recommend this Worker 22 round capacity mag. It comes in different colors, not just black. I know this is available on Amazon, but it's cheaper on Out of Dart's website at only $14, so I highly recommend you check it out there. That being said, a lot of other high performance blasters shoot half darts, and there are a lot of options for mags there. But my personal recommendation is the Tachi mags from Out of Dart. This thing has a 29 round capacity and a higher power spring to accommodate and make sure that it feeds easily. There are 2 options that you can get, either a low rate of fire or high rate of fire option. Low rate of fire is rated for blasters that fire up to 8 darts per second. The high rate of fire one is rated up to 25 rounds per second. I personally got the 8 rounds a second because even my fully automatic blasters do not shoot above 8 rounds per second. I want to put a disclaimer that these were designed by a personal friend of mine, but I didn't actually know him when I first started buying this product, and it doesn't impact my recommendation on it. Also, you'll notice I have red tape here. This is not something that comes on there. I just do this to mark some of my mags because these are really common at more competitive games. Alright, so the next blaster on our list is going to be the Nexus Pro. Now, this blaster has been very popular over the past few years, so I wouldn't be surprised if you'd heard of it already. But I'm going to go over some of the highlights anyways. Some of the best things about this blaster is that it actually takes both half-length and full-length darts. So you don't have to choose between ammo types because it takes both. And it's able to do that with its full-size mag, but half-dart adapter. It also comes with a mag of each type. It also has a buffer tube stock. It shoots 150 FPS roughly, and the aftermarket support for modifications for this blaster is absolutely insane. You can pretty much make this thing into anything you want. An alternative to this blaster would be the Dart Zone Max Striker. It's a very similar blaster and actually made by the same company, just under a different brand name. You can't go wrong either way. Now you'll notice here I have the gold variant, which costs about $70 on Walmart's website, which would put it above budget. However, the orange variant, which is the more common variant, is actually on sale for $40 right now. So the reason I'm showing you the gold variant instead of the orange variant that's on sale is because this is actually the item that I'm going to be giving away for this video. And I thought it'd be really cool to give away the most premium option of this blaster. Now to enter this contest, you need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you gotta throw a comment down with either your TikTok or Instagram handle. Now in my last video, I had mentioned this, but it came to my attention after the fact that if you actually put the word TikTok or the word Instagram before your handle, that YouTube is removing some of the comments because it classifies it as self-promotion. So to avoid this issue, just put the word handle and then the handle for your social. I'll put an example of mine up on the screen. That being said, the reason why we're handling the giveaway this way at all is because there are a lot of scams going on right now in the YouTube comment section on other bigger creators' videos where fake accounts will come in, comment, and tell you that you've won something and ask you to pay for shipping. I just want to let you know that I would never ask you to pay for shipping on something I'm giving to you for free. So if you do see one of these comments, then please ignore it or report it. However, if the YouTube algorithm continues to cause problems in the comments for the method we're using, then I may reach out in the comment to figure out a better way of contacting the winner. But either way, I'm excited to give away this item. Also, if you haven't already, go check out the first video in this series where we'll be giving away a Nerf X Fortnite flare gun. Anyways, moving on. The next item we're going to be talking about, which would make an excellent gift for your favorite phone flinger, would actually be this attachment right here. So this is a red/green dot sight. It has tons of adjustments for you to make. This does attach to any blaster that has a Picatinny rail, like this blaster or like the Nexus Pro that we just talked about. These things run usually between $20 and $50. That being said, I will link the specific one I have, but don't feel obligated to get that specific one. They're all pretty much the same. Now moving on to the next item on our list. I was kind of on the fence about including this one, and I'll explain why. But this blaster right here is the SBL by Gavin Fuzzy Customs. And the reason why I was kind of conflicted about putting it on the list is because this blaster costs a lot more than $50 to make. But what you can get for $50 is the hardware kit to build it. That being said, this is a 3D printed blaster, and you'd have to either know someone who can 3D print or be able to 3D print yourself. Gavin does include the files with the hardware kit, so no worries there. But let's talk about some of the highlights of this blaster if you do choose to build one. There are two options for the stock. I chose the retractable one, which is a premium option, but there is also a buffer tube option. This blaster does come in half length or full length. I personally chose half length since I use that more. It also has a full length Picatinny rail, which is cool for attachments. This blaster has very cool but very realistic aesthetics, so make sure to get this made in bright and obvious toy colors. This blaster also is a very high performing blaster with its most basic options shooting around 195, but potential to easily go over 200. I absolutely love this thing. And if you choose to build one, I think you or the person you're buying this for will too. So 3D printed blasters are not the most durable things. You definitely have to take care of them, at least more so than your typical plastic blaster. That being said, the next thing on this list is actually going to be a hard case. This hard case is pretty basic. You can put attachments, mags, a very long blaster, or two more normal size blasters in pretty easily. There are blasters that are going to be too tall for this case because the depth just isn't that much. But it does easily fit my SBL, and I can definitely take this foregrip off and slide this over and be able to fit another reasonably sized blaster over. I was originally going to recommend the exact one that I have, which is by Flambeau, but there's actually a cheaper option on Amazon that looks pretty similar by Plano. So I'll link that one instead. This one's just over $50, whereas the Plano one is actually around $32. So a pretty considerable saving. Now the next blaster on this list is the Nerf Rex Rampage from the Dino Squad series. So shout out to Oblivious Mode 575 for leaving a comment suggesting this on the last video. Without them, I would have missed this one completely. I don't actually have the blaster in my possession, but the most notable things about it are the aesthetics, obviously, because it looks like a dinosaur like the other two blasters we covered in our previous video, but also that it's an electric blaster, so you can generally shoot a higher rate of fire. So for $17 on sale, what more can you ask for? So the next item on this list is actually going to be a type of ammunition. That is these. These are Worker HEs or Worker Dart Gen 3s. This is the dart that I use for all of my competitive blasters. And I use these darts because in my experience they've been less prone to jams due to a stiffer foam. For $16, you go to Outer Dart's website, you can get 200 of these Worker Darts. Speaking of half-length darts, it's time to talk about the next blaster on our list, and that's the Dartzone Max Tomcat. Now, I have done a review on this one before, so if you'd like to see that, I'll link it up above. But this is one of my favorite blasters to come out this year. Some of the highlights of this blaster are the stock, which is highly adjustable and very sturdy. It also has a 40-round drum mag, and more specifically, a half-dart drum mag, which is pretty much unheard of. It's also fairly short, which makes it great for close quarters. And for $40, I cannot recommend this blaster enough. Now I'm going to get to the last item on this list in just a second, but I wanted to throw out a few honorable mentions because there are so many good gifts at this price range, especially with all the deals going on right now, that I have a few honorable mentions. And those honorable mentions are the Dartzone Vulcanator. So I'll post a picture of that here. You should definitely check that one out. I think it's on sale for only $15. The key feature on that one is that it actually is a V-shaped dual mag system. The second honorable mention is the Dartzone Max Dictator. Like the Vulcanator, it's a Target exclusive, and it's on sale for $25, which is a very compelling price considering some of the interesting things about it, like the fact that it's a rear loading blaster with a dual mag system. And also, this thing fires at over 150 FPS. And the last honorable mention is actually going to be a book. And this is actually going to be a book about modding Nerf blasters by none other than Luke Goodman of Out of Darts. Technically, you can get it for under $10 if you buy a digital copy from Amazon for your Kindle or Kindle app, but I really think you're going to want to get this one direct from the source. Anyways, moving on to our last item. This right here is a bearing scar. And if you're unfamiliar with what scars do, they're actually attachments for the front of the barrel of spring-powered blasters, specifically high-powered spring blasters like the SBL. So what a scar does is impart twists on the dart to make it spin when it's coming out of the barrel in order to make it more accurate. The scars create friction, which reduces the speed the dart leaves the blaster at. In my experience, bearing scars have provided the same increase in accuracy, if not more so, over traditional scars, but with the added benefit of not creating such a performance loss. This one right here is available on Out of Dart's website, made by Jingjia/Flag Armor. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And it's made out of SLS. This is an early production model, so mine is black. But if you get one from Out of Darts, it will be orange, and only orange for safety reasons. Now, different blasters shoot at different speeds, and sometimes they require different angles. So this scar actually comes in 4 different options: 5 degrees, 8 degrees, 10 degrees, and 15 degrees. Out of Darts recommends that you go with the 5 degree for most users, but that the higher FPS your blaster shoots, the more intense angle you're going to want. I would say more likely to get 8 or 10 because it fits a much more wide range of blasters, but that's just me. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be ready for the third video in this series, the $100 budget. And that one's gonna have some gems. But that's all for today, so until next time on King of Games, have a blast!